Folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the new trading week. This is Bob Desmond of the Contrarian Trader, and the question that we all have, does this market see a continuation breakdown next week, or do we get a continuation breakout? This was one of the more crazier weeks that I've ever seen. Think about it. You had volatility that hit highs not seen since March of 2020, yet volatility closed down on the week. Think about it. Think about how crazy that is. So going into the new trading week, we already have shorts on the table, so I'm not going to talk about shorts per se, but I'm going to talk about long positions if in fact this market puts in a new weekly higher high. S&P 500 trip Qs, that's what we're primarily going to be looking at as our benchmarks. And the symbols that we're going to be watching this week are PayPal, symbol PYPL, Meta, everybody knows that one, META, the symbol, Intuit. I cut them checks, or they bill my credit card every single month. They do MailChimp or own MailChimp, all web hosting stuff. They make a lot of money. CCEP, that's Coca-Cola Europe. This one here, I spoke about this one a couple of weeks ago, along with Meta, actually last week. And we liked them as being bullish, but CCEP I got stopped out on because of the sell-off on Monday. We just raised capital and moved to the sidelines. So we took a small loss there. PANW, Palo Alto Networks, that one put in a beautiful, beautiful weekly outside reversal bar, also known as a bullish engulfing bar. Not familiar what these terms are with regard to candlestick charting? Link below my 5-part video tutorial on my top 5 favorite candlestick patterns. Let's get to it. So a little bit of housekeeping first. One is today is Sunday, therefore that means that we are going live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So join us. Click that notification bell below. There will be a link to this page, so you can click that notification bell below in the comments section. Like, subscribe, you know the deal. Now, the second bit of news that I have to announce, and I'm really, really excited about it, that is the fact that we are launching on August the 30th our Contrarian Trader free trading community. So why are we doing this? Well, we want traders of like mind to have a community. Like, it's going to be a Facebook-like setup. It's very, very expensive for me to do, but I didn't want some cheap Discord channel, which is essentially free, but you get for what you pay. I want to be able to post replays of our premium content, so that way you could see my content in one area, not having to search for it, hope that it's spoon-fed to you on Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're watching it on. Also, I wanted to have an area where people can feel free to post their charts, post a question, and get positive feedback on their trade idea. Also, on Labor Day weekend, which is the 30th, that's when this is going to launch, we'll be doing Sunday Night Futures Live in the trading community. So you would need to be enrolled. It's free. So enter your email address below. On our wait list, you will not be asked for a credit card at any point. At some point in time down the road in the future, once we get enough people in the community and it's thriving, then we're probably going to start charging a few dollars a month because I have to pay the bills to keep the lights on. So again, it's costing me a lot of money to get this going, but I think it's worth it. And we're also going to be restarting the small account club. And those are for folks with accounts of 5,000, 15,000, 20,000, whatever. And we'll be doing live streams in the community. So please take advantage of it. It's free. Enter your email address. We hate spam too. You'll not be spammed. And I'll see you on the other side. And of course, members, we're going to still have our premium community, which you could link to and subscribe to if you're ever interested in it from the free community. So let's get to it. We're going to kick things off with Meta. And members, I've already posted in the Slack channel. Here, I'll show you our price targets, entry points, stop loss points. Those are posted. But what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about the whys. Why do we like these charts? Okay, so first chart up is going to be Meta. They have already reported earnings, and they were good earnings. But what I speculated on last week was that we would fade post-earnings like many companies have done, because looking at the topping action back here the week of July the 8th, subsequent sell-off plus the topping tail, of the prior week would imply that you have sellers above. These folks back here want their money back, so there's going to be overhead supply. Now, I can validate that vis-a-vis just adding the trend lines here. We're looking at a weekly chart, and I like to build my chart. So here you have it. Weekly chart, automated, this is the algorithm, automated resistance levels above in solid line, weekly time frame, and I could even add monthly resistance levels above in dashed line. So while I'm bullish on the stock, we know for a fact that there is overhead supply above. So what we're looking for is a pullback and a retest of support on Meta, and then we will begin to build a long position to offset our current call spread to help protect that position, which is generating cash flow. So for those not familiar, call spread is when you can either buy a call spread, which is a bullish bet, or you could sell a call spread, which is a bearish bet. Selling a call spread generates capital or cash flow, and we get paid every single day vis-a-vis time decay for holding the position. Now, we're at the 560 strike, so we have quite a bit of ways to go before Meta challenges our strike price, but we want to start thinking now about defending that position because, again, this is a fairly bullish setup. So how do we want to do this? Well, we could do one of two things. One, we could buy the common stock and create a covered call position, or I could sell a put spread, a very, very wide put spread, just as we have a very, very wide call spread, and we could create a synthetic strangle. And that would generate twice as much capital or cash flow as would just simply having the call spread, plus it offsets our risk. And there's no reduction in buying power by putting that put spread on. So that's the value of it. That's why I'm leaning towards that. So members, we'll be talking more about strategy on Meta moving forward. So we do have the entry point, stop loss point, and price target in the members area. So members, go check it out. And we'll talk more about these throughout the week. Volume last week on Meta was very good. And folks, I forgot to mention, if you like this automated functionality, the automated trend line, support and resistance levels, take advantage of TrendSpider. There's a link below, 35% discount code at a minimum. They run different specials all the time, but my discount code gets you a minimum 35%. They can even have a better deal on there right now. But just use that link below and take advantage of the functionality that it provides. If you're not using TrendSpider, and you're a trader, then you're missing the arrow in your quiver. I'm telling you right now, it's got so much value for the price. I can't emphasize it enough. In fact, I believe in it so much, I give it away free to our silver and gold level members. Now, the next chart up is PayPal. Now, PayPal is probably one of my favorite trades going into the new trading week. And the reason is this, is that as I mentioned earlier, you saw a spike in VIX last week to its highest level since March of 2020. But PayPal did not put in a new weekly lower low. And in fact, by the end of the week, it closed up on the week. That is a validation of strength. And when you take a look at the fundamentals as measured by revenue, you know, given the way this stock has been in a bear market for so long now, take a look at this. You would think that they were losing money, that they had no revenue growth. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's not stellar earnings growth. It's not the 23% growth rate it saw a few years ago, but revenues are still growing. And I think that this is a stock that the street has simply forgotten about. Now, looking at this chart through the lens of a Bollinger Band squeeze. In red, you have the Bollinger Bands. In green, you have the Keltner channels. This sets up for an extremely vicious breakout in one direction or the other. Now, most of our symbols going into the new trading week have this similar setup. And I think in the case of PayPal, this is going to get resolved to the upside. Take note of the higher lows. We love that. Now we're in a consolidation phase, and we could throw up the automated trend lines, weekly view, and you can see we broke out of the secondary downtrend channel in blue. What I'd be looking for is a retest back down to support or a breakout above resistance to begin bull operations on PayPal. Let's go to a daily view. So on a daily view, we had a reversal bar on Friday. So am I a buyer here? Not quite yet, but I do have the price targets, entry points, and stop loss points in the members area, both in the Slack channel, as I showed earlier, and under our watch list tab. Now, a real quick look at the seasonality on PayPal. Let's see if we can get more data here. No, it only goes back 9 years. August is a 50-50 month. September is the worst month out of the year to be long of PayPal. So on any downdraft in August, September, I think that we need to be buyers here because October begins a seasonally strong period. Not so much October, but November, December, January. So that's the trade from a seasonality perspective. Not wonderful right here, right now. The however is once we get into October, then it becomes far more attractive. So this is why we want to build our position. We don't want to go jumping in all at once. We want to add more once our hypothesis of as to why we began bull operations on PayPal has been validated. We're not there yet. So we want to stay small at current. Back to the weekly charts and a new symbol into it. So another instance where we have a Bollinger Band squeeze setting up. Bollinger Bands, which generally trade outside the Keltner channels, are now inside the Keltner channels. Again, Bollinger Bands in red, Keltner channels in green. You saw a nice reversal bar last week, on volume no less. Let's throw up the automated trend lines. We are in a ascending wedge formation. Now this to me looks to be a bull flag setup on INTU. This is a continuation breakout pattern. So we'll be watching for a breakout above this resistance level before getting aggressively long of INTU. Let's go to the daily view, see how we closed out on Friday. Another instance, this is a typical pattern that we saw over and over again. I discussed this on the week ahead commentary, which is our strategy session for the new trading week with members. That is posted in the members area. This here is concerning. This to me on a daily time frame is a bear flag setup, which is a continuation breakdown pattern. You saw the same thing here, here, and here we are again. So if we break support, that brings us down to daily support levels where we'd rather be buyers of the shares. So no great rush at current to go grabbing the shares of Intuit on Monday at the open. In fact, I would encourage anyone who's trading stocks not to buy at the open because you could be a bag holder by the end of business. They've been painting the tape green for the past few weeks, and on many occasions, they've been fading it red by the end of business. So don't let that be you. The next chart up is CCEP, Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific Partners. Now, we got long of it, and initially we were right. It broke out. But then last week, it failed. That's a breakout point failure. And with the behavior of the overall market, we did not want to stay long of a position betting that it was going to buck the trend of the overall market. So we took a small loss, raised capital, moved to the sidelines, and we did what any educated investor should do. We watched. Now, what we'll be looking for here is a breakout yet again. Let's throw up some trend lines. Now, you can see that we are in a uptrend channel. We're at all-time highs, or just off them, I should say. So our price targets are going to intersect with where these resistance levels are above. Now, looking at seasonality, August, September, as is usually the case for the overall market, this goes back 38 years, are generally weaker months. But then October, November, December, January through March, April, are even May. I mean, this is a strong company. And we're entering a very, very favorable seasonal period with a setup on the weekly charts. Let's take the trend lines off. With a Bollinger Band squeeze, which is very, very attractive to us as a long trade. Here's the daily chart. You can see that we broke out on Friday. So we could be long again of Coca-Cola Euro Pacific as soon as tomorrow. So members, as always, if we enter the position, exit the position, add to the position, we will put an alert in the Slack channel. Okay, the next chart up, Palo Alto Networks. A great company. It flashed a bullish engulfing bar, which is a very bullish candlestick pattern, and it looks as though this is a screaming buy. There is a caveat to that, though. Let's throw up some trend lines. And these are my manually drawn trend lines. So you could see that where we stopped on the week last week was just shy of a resistance level. So not a stock that we want to go jumping into on Monday morning, unless, of course, it breaks out above this upper band of resistance. And on Friday afternoon, it appears poised to close there. Volume was good last week. We also have a Bollinger Band squeeze set up. Red Bollingers inside the green Keltner channels. So looking at Palo Alto Networks now on a daily time frame, we have a stock that was in a Bollinger Band squeeze and it fired off to the downside. But it has since reversed, closing out the week, up on the week, displaying relative strength. We like that. If we're bullish, we want that. Now, when we overlay our drawing here, these are my manually drawn drawings. Let's get rid of this. You could see that we were in a downtrend channel, and on Friday, we exploded out of it. What do we need now? We need a check back. We need a retest of this breakout point, because this straight line action simply is unsustainable. You need a pullback, you need a higher low, and on that higher low, we're going to be buyers of Palo Alto Networks. But again, assuming that the overall market is showing relative strength as well. If the market's weak, we cannot bet that the individual stocks are going to outperform the market. If the market really weakens up, which is a strong possibility given the fact that these charts that we've been looking at, to include the triple Qs, are all showing the need for a check back. To me, look, this is the triple Qs. While we broke out on a daily time frame last week and closed above 450 per share, we still have a problem. And that problem is that we don't have a higher low yet. This to me is a bear flag setup, screaming that it needs a retest of a support level. You saw the same thing back here, same thing back here, same thing right here. We are in a downtrend. So while we had a great recovery on the week last week, we cannot discount the fact that we are in a daily downtrend on the triple Qs. We have yet to put in a higher low. We need that for equities to begin to recover, if in fact they are going to recover. And we'll be talking a lot more about what I think is going to happen tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday Night Futures Live. Don't forget to use the link below. We already have a like. That's cool. And that's before we go live. So that's great. If you don't like it after we go live and you say, you know what, I didn't really enjoy that, well, you can hit the dislike button. So click that notification bell. And don't forget about our free community, Facebook style, not some cheap Discord channel, launching on August the 30th of 2024. There you'll get our premium replays of our premium content. You'll have a community of like-minded traders to give you feedback on your trades. They can either validate them or provide you some suggestions. All we ask for is professionalism. Also launching within this community is going to be our small account club and how we build up small accounts. So link below. You'll not be prompted for a credit card at any time during the sign-up process, whether it be waitlist or the ultimate sign-up for the community. So I hope to see everybody on the other side on August the 30th and live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till then, have an awesome Sunday. Be well.